Hey, Tara here, coming to you live from my living room. And I know I keep changing the rooms, and I should probably just keep it to one room, but I had everything set up and I was just catching up and was thinking about you and wanted to do a Facebook Live. And my apologies for running a little bit late. It may kind of vary in time to time. I have a little one that's been under the weather, so if you could keep her uplifted, that would be great. She's doing okay. Like, I know she's gonna get over whatever this thing is, but we ran a little late from the appointment, and for me as mom, I just wanted to take care of her and spend some time being mom for just a few minutes and make sure that she had everything that she needed before I put her down for a nap. So I can't believe she's turning 2 next week, and so I just want her to be better for her birthday. So thank you so much for being so understanding about the timing of Facebook Lives. I appreciate that. And it's going to be a little bit difficult because as moms, sometimes it can be really challenging trying to time everything and make everything perfect. And so what I really wanted to focus on about Winning Wednesday is that a lot of people like to say, well, it's over the hump Wednesday. Well, I kind of like Winning Wednesday better, don't you? I just think it sounds so much better. And the truth, the reality of it is that there's so much to be said about winning on a Wednesday, right? You know, winning isn't just necessarily about success in your career or just success in business. Winning is about how you feel about your overall life, right? Like how, and you can assess that, right? Like how is your relationship with others, right? How is your relationship about yourself? How do you feel about your goals and where you're going in life? You know, how do you feel about where you're going with your relationship when it comes to loved ones, right? You know, where are you at in your marriage? If you're in a relationship, where are you at with that? You know, are you guys have some goals in mind? Are you guys going after some things? Are you setting time aside in order to accomplish those things? You know, where are you at with your kids? Are you excited because you get to participate in the activities that they do? Are you able to be involved with reading books to them before bed at night? I mean, to me, that's a success, right? When I can sit there and read a book with my kids and, you know, get them ready and snugged for bedtime and we're doing the snuggle thing. It feels great as a mom. Like, you know, you feel so empowered and encouraged that you're sowing life and positivity into your children and you're modeling to them healthy relationships and you're showing them what it's like to be happy, you know, and they learn from you. They're like sponges, especially when they're little, like mine are, you know, and so I can't believe mine are going to be 2 and 7 this year, but I still, you know, see that they're little. I never want them to grow up, but of course I'm a mom, right? And so that's another way to measure, you know, winning, right? And another way is just where you're at with goals in life. You know, do you have some aspirations? Did you set some things on the calendar for 2018 that you're starting to go after? So it could be career, it could be home life, it could be relationships, it could be so many different things, you know, and the most important thing to remember is where are you at in all of this? Are you all the way in and dedicated and committed to these goals and to your success? And I'm not saying book yourself up so much that you don't spend time with loved ones or that you don't make time for those that you care about or that you don't make time for these things. I'm not saying that. I am saying to maintain balance as you go about doing things. I'm also saying just assess where you're at even with small goals, because when you set really small attainable goals, you also begin to hit bigger goals. Yeah, you realize that you can do the small things now. It's time to amp it up a little bit, right? And so one of the important things about winning that I really wanted to share with you about today is the power of your story. And your story has some power. Well, I don't have a testimony yet, or I'm not where I want to be with that, so I'm just going to pass on the share factor. No. Every day, you guys, every day, you are living out your testimony. You are living out your story live. okay? And your actions, the things that you do. I just sent an email out just a few minutes ago. Now, the emphasis on that email was slightly different, but what I chose to focus on when it came to that was just the power of your words and how that builds a foundation to your day, and whether that's going to be empowering or whether that's going to be something that's destructive. Okay, and it could be as simple as, and I'm going to share the example that I shared in the email, going to the grocery store, right? So you're shopping for your items, you smile, you say hi to a few people, just friendly disposition, you're having a good day, but you go to the checkout line and you notice that the cashier is having a really bad day. What do you do? What do you do when she has a bad day? Do you say something positive and kind? Do you just not say anything at all? Or do you say something negative? Because you could take that personally and be like, well, screw you because you have a bad attitude. Well, that's when you have to think about your mindset, about winning. We're thinking about winning. So what could you do differently to speak life to her and encourage her in her day? Because maybe you're the only positive person that she ran into today, or maybe daily. Maybe she doesn't have a lot of positive influence and you were put there on purpose today in order to give her something positive. So you have a choice. So winning is always a choice. Okay. Even in circumstances that are not ideal, we have to keep in mind that it's all about perspective. So when we start planning things or doing things with our day or our week or our months, and we take 2 steps back and 3 steps forward, okay, we have to remember that not only do we have a choice in the words that we speak, okay, because they can influence whether or not we go forward or backwards, but it's a part of our story. Okay, sometimes we go through things that are horrible, right? That are incorrigible. Like, why would we go through these things? Well, we go through them, okay? Sometimes we don't understand at the time, but later we discover we went through them so that we can be relatable to somebody else. Maybe somebody else needed to hear the words in our experiences that we went through that they may not otherwise hear or go through. And of course, you don't want to tell your story to just anybody. Definitely use discretion. I like to say discernment. Use discernment when you share your story, when you share your testimony, because your words really have power and conviction. And just recently, the other night, and I'm somebody that I like to practice what I speak, okay? And the other night, I shared my whole story about overcoming binge eating and purging. Okay, because it's a part of my story. It's part of why I do what I do, and I help people professionally with inner healing in a variety of areas. Some of that dealing with body image issues and things of that nature. And it was the first time that I had ever shared my experiences in depth. And I've been on this healing journey for 7 years and didn't even know that I had an eating disorder. And I just didn't realize it. I really, truly didn't. Well, how could you not? Well, I didn't realize that, right? But when I shared my story, the comments gave that message power. And all of a sudden, people started feeling inspired to grow and to share in their story. And I'm not afraid to admit it. It's a part of who I am, And I don't need pity for it because it gave me ammunition to become and keep going where I'm going, It's all a part of me. So I went through something that wasn't great, but I've chosen to make something positive out of a very negative experience. And so don't be afraid to go through the disappointments. Don't be afraid to go through the seasons where things do not go your way. Know that they are building up your testimony. And you don't have to have some grandiose testimony with making all this money or keeping up with the Joneses in order to share something that's powerful and can impact people, right? You just be you and just share something deep from your heart that you're really passionate about, that you really want to inspire and encourage other people with. And they will see your genuineness. They will be connected to you. People are not connected to what you say. They're connected to you and they're connected to your heart. And you're meant to impact so many people. but you must believe in yourself. And the only way that you truly believe and continue to heal and continue to grow as a person is through the power of sharing your story. And you will know, because you'll feel this like bubbling up, just rising up inside of you, just ready to share and ready to grow and ready to go further, right? Because where you were is not where you're going, okay? But it's still a part of you and a part of what you went through in order to overcome and get to the other side, okay? Winning is not always about the success. It's also about the failures. So when sharing your story, it's really important to go through what those weaknesses are. Don't be afraid to share what happened, okay? Don't be afraid to share something negative in order to enlighten it and bring out the positive in it. Because your words still have power, and what was negative is now turning positive, and it's always a choice. We don't have to share our story. But one thing I will share with you is that life is not meant to do by yourself. It's meant to do with others. You were put here to accomplish a purpose and a goal. You are meant to be here to encourage somebody and uplift them. And you may be the very person that they needed in their life in that moment. So leave room for powerful conversations. Leave room to share your experiences and your story. Don't blow people and don't blow time off. Yes, it's good that you want to make the time to accomplish other things, but don't forget about relationship. Don't forget about sharing with other people, because it's not just about you sharing your story by yourself. You share it with people. And people need to hear what you have to say. So if you're holding back, I really, really, really encourage you, please step out and share with somebody. You know, you don't have to impact thousands and thousands of people, but even if you're just at the store or you're taking a walk and you see somebody that could use some encouragement, or maybe you're just with a friend and just something comes to mind that you just want to encourage them with, take that time, make that difference. Your story has power. I'm telling you, what you think is what you say, and what you say, it becomes. And as you're going and as you're growing, know that you're moving forward to new heights. But what you share today, it does matter tomorrow. It does matter where you're going. It absolutely does. You are building a foundation and a legacy and forwards. You're building a legacy forward. So don't forget the impact that you can have just in the power of sharing your story, even with one person. Who knows? Maybe that person will tell somebody else who tells somebody else. You never know the legacy that you're leaving. You never know. So share. I hope that this brought some sort of value to you. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak into your life today. It's been a huge blessing. Listen, I'm going to leave my information in the contact section in the comments. So feel free to go in the comments and look and see how you can stay connected with me. So I'll be leaving that. And then in addition to that, I'm also creating a VIP list that has all kinds of really awesome, juicy content in it, and different ways that I can inspire and encourage you every day, each week. It's just an email that I send once a day, but it's something uplifting to get your day started with. So definitely make sure, if that's you and you need some encouragement, click on that VIP link, fill out your name, your email address, click on the subscribe button, and I would love to have you subscribe and get that encouragement that you're needing. In addition to that, if you're curious about what I do now business-wise, go ahead in the comment section and click on that link as well. Watch the video and follow the prompts. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in today, and I will do my very best to make sure that I'm there and available for you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern here on Facebook Live. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.